So let's get to Corset magazine. I personally checked out your second issue, just to let people know we've got titles in there like How Exercise Transformed My Sex Life. That's an example of, a story that you can get in there. Touch Yourself, Love Yourself, a psychotherapist discusses the importance of orgasms. So I love it because this is something that most people are not willing to talk about this in public, but it's something that we all face and we all need help with. So just tell us more about the magazine, the format, and your experience with it so far.
So originally, when a lot of people started to learn about what I was doing, they saw my personal blog and they saw my freelance pieces. Everyone kept saying, well, why don't you start your own website, basically dedicated to sexuality. But personally, I wasn't interested in setting up a magazine on a blog type platform where I'd have to depend on hits and basically wait, 2-3 years to build my audience and attract some major corporate advertisers so that I can make a living. Just wasn't interested in it. In addition to that, I wasn't interested in publishing like daily pieces. I really preferred to do longer, more in-depth articles and really have my writing or the writings of others be almost like a treat. Like this is a special treasure and a special gift that I get every once in a while. So as a result, I started looking at other formats of e-publishing, and I saw that people were actually doing digital publications as downloadable PDFs and able to charge subscriptions for it, able to sell advertising off of it, etc. So originally, I didn't even plan to sell advertising, to be completely honest, because I had this attitude where it's like, well, this is going to be for the people, by the people, and, subscriptions
Okay.
are just going to pay for everything.
Yep, okay.
I put up $2,000 just to get the design done for the first issue, photography, logos. I revamped my personal website, which had a page for Corset at the time. And I really just invested, to be completely honest, like almost all of my savings into this because I really, really believed in it.
Wow. That's really noteworthy. For you to invest and really like believe this is going to work out. Like no matter what, by any means necessary, this is going to work out. And obviously it has. So that's awesome for you to have the foresight and the confidence in yourself.
Well, to be completely honest, for the first issue, I got really nervous.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't hit the black in my business until the second issue. So, I invested, $2,000 in this publication. We put the first issue on sale. I did not get my money back, so I had to invest more money into, doing the second issue again. I cut some of my costs, but, it was still up there, and as a result, it could have just been the topic. It could have just been that, the people who had heard about the first issue had started spreading the word, so people were more ready for the second issue. It's probably a combination of the press, a lot of press that we've gotten on the second issue in particular, and me just being more, I guess, out there in terms of pushing the magazine as this is my baby, this is my project. I want everyone to take notice of this instead of all the juggling I was doing before, like, oh, I'm a freelance writer, read my articles on this site. Oh, I also have the magazine, read this, or I'm also doing this. It was like just too much.
So there was kind of the shift from Arielle, who was building everyone else's brand when you were on the various sites, freelancing, and you had this shift, and you're like, look, this is my baby. This is my business right here, my product. My heart and soul is in this thing. And I love that because some people are kind of bashful, even me. I'm not the best at self-promotion at all. I think most people tend to be like that. And it's like we put our heart and soul into something and then we send like one tweet and one Facebook update and that's it. And that's like the full promotion. So there's a lot to learn there that you owned it. You were like, look, this is me. We are one. Corset Magazine, Arielle Loren are one. It sounds like it paid off.
It really, really did. But that was a decision I had to really reach within myself because I think I was still not as confident as I am now. I was like, well, are my readers from XYZ publication really going to follow me to, if it's only about me and this, publication, et cetera. But the answer is yes, actually. They did follow, but I really had to get that confidence in myself. And in addition to that, I had to also be realistic. So, I'd invested all my savings in the first issue, and I was at the time, I had already moved to Brazil. I was living off a freelancer's income in addition to some marketing consulting work that I did on the side. But the truth of the matter is, living on a freelancer's income, or at least a freelance writer's income, I really wasn't able to pay my bills, to be completely honest. And I literally found myself like, oh my gosh, like I'm giving so much energy and I'm trying to stay face for, to be this, oh, I'm a freelance journalist type of situation, when one, I'd be far happier in general just being who I am and embracing this publication as who I am, because it is. And I would make more money on top of that if I actually invested all the energy that I'm putting into freelancing and building other people's brands and other people's hits and other people's websites. If I just invested that time and that same enthusiasm in my publication, it would soar. And literally the second I made the decision, and the second we, put the pre-order sale up, for the second issue, released the second issue, got all the press, it was like boom, 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 back to back. And then my business hit the black almost within a week of launching the second issue.
That is awesome. And so, did you have, going back to your first issue, your second issue, were there things that you learned from launching the first issue in terms of like a marketing strategy, like your go-to-market plan? Was there anything that you did differently with the second issue to kind of spread the word and maybe beef up the readership?
Yeah, absolutely. I did personal press outreach for the second issue. The first issue, I kind of put it out there just to see, all right, well, people take notice and sell it themselves. It was a very experimental type of approach to marketing. And when I look back on it, I'm like, what was I thinking? Nothing ever sells itself. You always have to sell.
Okay, right.
Yes, like people do, tell people about things that they love, etc. But you still have to be that person who is being the leader and being your number one cheerleader. Right. And I think it's that once I took that persona on, that's when it completely shifted. And I got, all my money back that I invested in the first and the second issue, plus some for me to be able to start living, comfortably, able to travel through South America, able to pay for the graphic design and any other expenses that might come up for my next issue, and really just to be comfortable finally. And I'm really, really excited about that.
That is awesome. And so you come out, it's a quarterly magazine, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And about how many hours per week would you say that you work on the magazine, goes towards the magazine?
You know what? I love working on the magazine. So I think there's a difference between how many hours I choose to put in and how many hours I probably really need to put in. Okay. The truth of the matter is, I probably put a good solid 5 to 8 hours a day into the magazine, but I don't have to do that, to be completely honest. Mm-hmm. I could probably put in, when I'm not having to edit, editing aside, or, when I'm organizing writers, just regular daily operational things, like responding to if there are any download issues with people or any inquiries, etc. I don't think more than a couple hours a day, to be completely honest. I could beach hanging out and my business would be absolutely fine. But I choose to put a lot of time into it because I love it.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like work to me, which I love.
Well, we are at the end of the video, and as promised, Arielle has a special offer. So for anyone who is subscribed to the email list, you are going to be eligible to receive a full year of Corset magazine delivered to your inbox. You need to learn more about your sexuality, how to please your partner, yourself, all that stuff. All the stuff you're afraid to talk to with your friends about, your mom about, whoever, you'll find it in the magazine. Arielle knows what she's talking about. She gets the best of the best to write and contribute to the magazine. So definitely get on the email list so you can receive that. And if you don't win it, definitely check out her latest issue so you can get caught up. The theme was the female orgasm, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So especially the ladies, you need to know more about that, and the men definitely do as well. So everyone definitely check out her issue. Go to corsetmagazine.com. And where else can we find you online if people want to connect or send you a message, giving you kudos about the interview?
You know what? Just look me up on Facebook and Twitter. Literally, you can search me just as Arielle Loren. I'm sure you'll link it up, at the bottom of the interview. And same thing, Arielle Loren on Twitter. So just get at me on any pretty much, major social media platform, and I'm there.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I'll list all the links below and all the resources that Arielle mentioned on the call. Thank you so much for joining me as the first interviewee on the Do Love Show. You had so many great nuggets. And again, I'm so impressed by how you have grown your business. It's been, about 2 years since you finished college, and you're already doing what you love full time in Brazil, of all places. So congrats to you.
No, thank you so much, Danielle, for having me. This has been awesome. Great stuff.
Awesome. Okay, cool. And I'll see you guys next time. We'll have another interview ready for you very soon. Bye-bye.